Done the numbers 3 times. I'm sorry, but I don't think we can afford a horse this year. We've bought too many guns. That really is too bad. Look, I've done some budgeting, and it's not a horse, but I got you something, and I hope you like it. You did? What is it? It's another Glock mag. Oh. But that's a horse's feet. Let me see that. Wow. Yeah! Hello, welcome to McMean Machine. Today we are doing our part 6 of our FCU pistol series, and we're gonna put them all head to head. We're gonna put them in rank order, starting from worst going to the best, of course. And we have a little challenge today at the end of the video, so stick around. There's something in it for you guys. We also have a bonus mini review of the Meprolight Pro DS Optic. So yeah, here we go. I'm gonna go over each of the guns. I'm not gonna do anything crazy in depth. We have other videos for that. Go back and watch them if you want. I'm just gonna touch base on all of them. Give you, down and dirty my thoughts and what do I think these guns need to move up in the list. Okay, so starting off here, we have the IWI Masada. This gun was 100% reliable. However, it is probably the least spectacular gun I've ever shot. I think baseline Glock is more entertaining than this gun. Just being honest with you. Where this gun really lacks is modularity, and if you're getting into the FCU game, modularity is something that's probably important to you. However, this gun has no different grip sizes, or they offer non-threaded barrel, but other than that, that's it. And they only have a few colors with the grip. There's no real reason to get this gun, to be honest with you. Now, if you want it as a standalone reliable gun, that's fine. That's all good, but there's other guns out there for this price that are significantly better that are just as modular, because this is barely modular at all. You don't need an FCU gun to get a good gun. It's like you're paying, I don't know what you're paying for. Maybe the name of IWI. Now, that's part of the reason I think I'm being a little hard on this gun, is because with a company like IWI, I would expect a little bit more. So what would make this gun better? One of the things is they need to add more slide serrations. So if you can notice here, this front sight comes down like right here. So the only part you're really able to grab is this little bit of slide serration on the front. Now that's a problem if you're someone who comes around the front to rack the slide, especially if you have an optic. And more than once, I would pinch the smooth part, because all of my other guns have a decent amount of slide serrations where this part is still, has serrations on it. And what happened is I'd only go a little bit, it would slip, release, and the web of my hand would get caught in that and pinch. The other thing they really need to fix on this gun is the trigger. Now, I'm not going to harp on it too much because I harped on it a lot in my original video, but the trigger sucks. I'll just show you guys. Here is the brake, reset, all the way out. And why this trigger is so bad is the majority of the weight of the trigger pull is on this bottom portion of my finger instead of the center, and that's due to the geometry of the trigger. All right. Now, the other thing is that this is the only gun that hurt my finger when I shot it. It's like this part, this little horn, was jabbing in my finger when the round would go off and there would be the recoil. Oh, and something else they should do is put up more grip frames for it, right? At least add a compact or something. I don't see them doing any of that because the Masadas have been out for a few years now, and they've done IWI's done absolutely nothing with it. So I would not hold your breath. On that note, this was also actually the snappiest gun we shot today, even more than the compact guns. That is something I wanted to test just to see, and yeah. So all in all, this is a reliable gun. If you own this, I'm not saying you should go get rid of it and get something else, but if you don't have one, don't feel the need to go get one. Moving on up the list here, it's getting a little bit more and more difficult to pick, but I think it's got to be the Beretta APX A1. This is the tactical model. And of course here we still have the compact model. Now as far as modularity goes, this gun's actually pretty modular. They have a variety of different sized frames and colors for the frames, compact and full size here. They've got threaded barrel tactical versions and normal versions, whatever you want to call it. Update on this guy here. We set it off to Beretta because it was literally malfunctioning every other round with a stovepipe, and Beretta replaced the recoil spring. It was like, I swear it was like a 30-pound recoil spring. It was ridiculous. And they put in what feels like a 15-pound recoil spring, so that's good. I put about 100 rounds through it today and it ran flawlessly, so that's great. Okay, so you guys know I think this is a good gun. These are both guns that I got from my friends. So obviously, I trust them with my friends' lives. Maybe they're not very good friends, I don't know. No, they are, they're great friends. But on a real note, here's what sets it back for me, right? So for one, the trigger is bad. It looks crisp on camera. I'm telling you, it's really not. It's pretty spongy. It's definitely workable, but it's not good. The other thing is the coating on the side. It's plenty durable, but it's very slippery, where if you get oil on this, even with hot water and Dawn dish soap, it just sticks to it. It's awful. And then the other thing is this slide is so, let me comparison here. This is the Arex Delta M. Look at how much, you probably can't even tell, but this slide is significantly thicker on this than this. I think it's showing up poorly in the camera, but I'm telling you, it's awful. It is super heavy too. So really what they need to do is just do nitride. Don't get fancy with your coating. I looked it up, it's like aqua something, I don't remember again. Just nitride is all you need. Trim this slide down, work on the trigger, and I think this gun would be good to go. Again, really comfortable grip. Another couple things that could do better is it is not direct mount, it is optic plates, and you have to buy them. At least with the Masada, they send you all the plates you need, even though they're plastic. But with the Beretta, you have to buy them, which is not cool. Don't make a gun optic ready when it's not optic ready. Don't claim it's optic ready, I should say. When I have to go out, buy plates, and wait for them to come in the mail. Now, the magazines for this gun, where is it at? They're good magazines. However, I think something Beretta could have done to increase the modularity is just have it accept Beretta 92 mags. That would have made perfect sense, and they didn't do it. I think the final thing that sets this thing back is going to be the takedown. Now, this gun does not take down like normal guns. So what happens is this is the pin. This is the lever here. You have to push on that pin and rotate this up. However, that pin is under a lot of tension, so you're not going to just do it with your thumb. What I end up doing is I take my magazine, lay it flat on the table, and I push the gun down on it, and then I get leverage to, rotate the pin. However, you have to keep your thumb on that lever, or it will just rotate and snap back. So it's a little bit tricky. You have to get used to it. But that being said, that's also the pin that comes out to remove the serialized part of the gun. And it's just kind of a pain. There is no reason to make a takedown lever like that. It's just not good. So other than that, it's a good gun. I just think that there's some minor things that they could do to push this gun forward. So the next one was pretty hard for me, and honestly, if you were to ask me a week from now with these top three, the order may change. But as of right now, this is where it stands. Just keep that in mind that these are all pretty close for a variety of different reasons. Okay, so number 3 is the Arex Delta M. This is a good gun. It's just a good gun. I like it a lot, actually. At the range today, this is probably the gun that I could shoot the fastest with. The return to zero on this gun is excellent, and the slide cycles super fast. Now, you'd think that means more recoil. However, as I mentioned earlier, I shot all of these guns side to side, and this one recoiled just as good as any of the other ones, on par with the Ruger RXM. Has a little bit of a stiffer recoil spring, but in turn, I think that helps soak up the recoil because this is the lightest gun that we have here. I also think this is the gun with the best trigger, right? I'm just gonna show you guys here. Light glass, reset. honestly, after breaking in, now this has about 650 rounds through it. I would say it's, you know, dangerously close to the CZ P10 trigger. And something that I wasn't a fan of at first is how thin it was. Well, I liked that, but I like some palm swell. However, I've gotten used to it, and honestly, I carry this gun now, and it carries well. You know, so if you want something that's like a Glock 19 size gun, but a little bit thinner, this is the gun for you. This gun is also relatively modular. They have different size grip lengths, as well as, you know, a variety of colors too, even some of the more fruity colors like robin egg blue, and I think they have purple or something. But here's the downsides. So the downsides of this is that to take out the serialized part, you have to punch out these 2 roll pins, and with all these other guns, some of them you don't even need a punch at all. A lot of them you take out that takedown lever, and you know, it comes right out. With this, you know, if you've ever messed with roll pins enough, you know that eventually over time it's a consumable part. They just get deformed. The other things that set it back is, you know, ambidextrous mag releases can be good. However, this is not good at all. Again, this mag release is in the shape of a pyramid, and it still compresses pretty hard. It's just very uncomfortable on the thumb, and honestly, I cannot hit the mag release without breaking my grip because of how much pressure it takes. So honestly, going forward, I'd really like to see Arex fix this mag release. Just make it reversible. If you can't figure out a good way to do an ambidextrous one, that's the next best thing. Honestly, a lot of people prefer that anyways. And last but not least, I think they need to give this better slide serrations. These serrations are a little bit less than okay. They're just pretty shallow, the cuts are, and they're all beveled in. The whole triangle that you're looking at is not recessed, it bevels down to this little ledge here. So it's just not super grippy on your hands. And then minor complaint here, I do not like loaded chamber indicators because they blow back dirt. If you have an optic, obviously it's not a problem here, but we already have this. There's no need for it. Other than all that though, this is the cheapest gun on this list. Now I will say I got this for just over 200. You can find the optics ready models for, I had to do some looking. So if you look just off the cuff, they're gonna be around 4.5, but you can find them under 4 if you look. It does take CZ P10 mags. Also it takes Glock Gen 3 recoil springs, it appears, so that's cool. Before we get into our second one, mini review of the Meprolight Pro DS. Now, I have it here. I have it in a ammo box, and you'll see why. Careful. As you can see, the review did not go well. I'm gonna put in that clip here. Okay, so I was testing out this Meprolight dot here. It lost 0. So with that, I'm not going to worry too much about doing a ton of durability testing. If it helped, I mean, it lost 0 over the course of like 200 rounds, all right? At which point to me, it's not worth any real serious test. However, I still want to test some of the durability of it. I don't want to test it as extensively as I was going to. This could just be a bad egg. All that being said, I've got a magazine halfway loaded. It's got 7 rounds in it, and I'm just going to drop it, and we're going to see what happens here, okay? Well, I was gonna say if it was remotely useful after that, but as you can see here, I'm gonna guide you down range. No, it's done for, and that was on concrete. A lot of these guys test these things with like steel plate. Not looking good. So it lost 0 after about 150 rounds, and to be honest, that's probably the most rounds I've put through this optic at one time. It's just kind of one of those things I've had around, and I've migrated onto different pistols or whatever and shot a little bit. But as you can see, it did not like that drop at all. For reference, I am 5'6". I'm not super tall, but you know, needless to say, this is pretty inoperable after that. So there's that. There's my review of it. Would I buy it again? No, I wouldn't. You can find these things for $100. I would spend a little bit more on something different. Got glass all over my table now. Okay, on to number 2. This one was pretty hard, but let's get into it. So I don't have it here with me because it's a Springfield Echelon, spoiler alert, because that was a loaner from Hillsdale College. So I have his little brother here, just because it shares some of the same features, and I can talk about this, just pretend it's an Echelon in your head. Had good grip texture, good slide serrations, all that. They have a good aftermarket with the Echelon here. You know, the Echelon is one of those guns that as soon as it came out, people immediately began to beat the crap out of it. I would say it's pretty well bomb-proof, reliable. I tested it probably the least out of all these guns. However, I've seen so much about it that I just have confidence in it. And I had to shoot it myself. It feels good. It's super modular, different grip lengths. You know, it's got comped version, threaded barrel, you know, the whole shebang, different colors as well. So I think if you were to only buy one and not mess with it a whole lot, I'd probably get that one. However, did not make number 1, but it's a good gun, and if you own one, you know, hold on to it. What would I improve the Echelon to move forward? Now, this is gonna sound crazy since it's number 2, but honestly, nothing. That's just a good gun. I know that sounds since I made it number 2, but it's exceptional. There's like nothing I would change about it. Now, if you've noticed in my videos here, especially with the Arex Delta, I've been having some lights on my guns. I've had this one for about a year now. It's an O light, which I know some people, you know, like to poo-poo on, but it's shown to be a good light, reliable. It's pretty bright, and I like that it has a quick detach lever to just, you know, easily come off my guns. It's good. It's definitely more of like a flood than a throw light. So it's good for indoors. This light here does not take batteries. It is rechargeable. So you can charge it on the gun without taking it off, or since it has a quick detach lever, you can just take it off and, you know, a little magnet attaches to that and charges it. Yeah, I'll drop a link in the description below if you want to pick one up. People can see what they want about O-Light. This is a little keychain light that I've had for like 2 years now. It's super bright for the size that it is, and as you can see, it is well worn, and I mean, it's been durable, and I've used it a lot. It's just something I keep on my, you know, for my work vehicle on the keys there, and I like it so much. I have one on my keys, so I'll drop a link in the description below if you want one of these as well, because I understand like having a light on your gun is ideal. However, getting a holster to match with that can be a little bit difficult, and they're more expensive. So if you can just have something like this, that's the way to go. And this is $10, so I'd pick one up. O-Light is not a sponsor of this channel. I mean, I like to review stuff that works, and if it works, I want to talk about it, and I want to help people save money. And you know, you can get those things for like, you know, $55 or something. So trying to help you out. Now on to number 1. If you haven't already guessed it, it's the Ruger RXM. Now this gun makes number 1. For one, it's just a good standalone gun. I have no reason to not recommend it. The sheer modularity this gun offers is unmatched. Magpul makes these frames. They already have a full-length one. I imagine they can do all sorts of stuff with it, and that they will do all sorts of stuff with it. You know, different degree of grip angles. I think having a pick rail up here instead of the stupid proprietary Glock thing, limitless. The fact that it takes Glock mags, which are readily available, you can mount different optics on it. You can do that with the Echelon too, you know, but it's just such a good idea. And it's not like, you know, if you have the Echelon and let's say for whatever reason you don't like the barrel, you're still stuck basically with, you know, a handful of manufacturers that might make aftermarket barrels. Not the case with this. Like, I don't know how many manufacturers make Glock 19 Gen 3 barrels, but there's a lot of them. And so you can find just the perfect one, I'm sure, that tickles your fancy. Probably one of the funnest guns that I have out here to shoot in general. Really enjoyable, pretty soft recoil impulse. And thanks to the modularity, if you break your optic and you only have a different, like one that's a different footprint, this is the RMSC footprint, you know, no big deal. You just move around the pins and it fits right on there. Obviously this gun has a lot going for it in terms of modularity. I mean, there's a ton of Glock compatible parts out there that already work for this gun, so you can do basically whatever you want with it. That being said, we're gonna get into our first challenge here. I mentioned that it feels like this slide stop. It feels like I could break it with my bare hands. And I've decided that I'm gonna make good on that claim. If I get 500 subscribers within a month, I will record myself attempting to break this with my bare hand and probably dropping it on like a rock or something to see if it flattens out. There's a little bit of an arch to it, and I have concerns that if it were to flatten out, it would be stuck in the locked up position, since there's this, it's like a lip to prevent you from accidentally hitting it. But if it was flattened out, it would get, you know, longer. And so that would be pushing against this lip here, pushing it up, rendering the gun useless. The other thing I'd like to see changed is, honestly, as I was looking at some of these other ones, at this point this Arex Delta has more rounds on it than this Glock 19, and there's less wear on the barrel. So I think I'm probably pretty accurate about this coating not holding up. So I'd like to see Ruger do better with their coatings. Get rid of this witness hole, and honestly I can live with the dog tube barrel. It's not ideal, but whatever. If you watch my previous video, you'll know what I mean. So yeah, better coatings. Oh, and I just want to show the trigger because I've showed literally every other trigger. I mean, it's a pretty decent trigger. I'd say it is slightly worse than the Echelon trigger, but it's still pretty good. But we've got 2 more challenges here for you. So the second challenge is going to be, if this video gets 200 likes, I will get the review of the CZ P10 up by the end of next week. To give you a little bit of incentive in that, I have quite the story with the CZ P10, and if you're thinking about buying one or you already own one, you'll probably want to hear it. And the last and probably most spectacular challenge we have is, even though I talk trash about it, it's not a bad, like, it's better than a sharp stick, right? If I get 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to look into, and this is a big claim here, seeing how I can get this gun to one of you guys somehow, some way. I have looked into a little bit of websites that do such things. I have to be vague because YouTube doesn't allow certain words around firearms here. But you know, if you catch my drift, someone in the comments below, maybe give a little hint if you have an idea of what I'm talking about. If I'm able to get 1,000 subscribers within a month, then I would like to see this go to someone who will appreciate it more than I do. Okay, I got my big book of facts out again here, and I think I found a fact that I like. So if you're clipping your fingernails more than your toenails, that's only natural. The nails that get the most exposure are used more frequently and grow faster. Fingernails grow most quickly on the hand that you write with, and the longest fingers on average, and on the longest fingers, I read that wrong, sorry. I was wondering about that. On average, nails grow about 1/10 of an inch each month. So that's kind of cool. Now on to our biblically based fact. First, I want to clarify something I meant to before and I did not. I mentioned a few videos prior that according to tradition, Jeremiah hid the ark. That is in the book of Maccabees. It's actually how the book of Maccabees starts. That is not in Protestant Bibles, so if you've never heard of it, that's probably why. But it's in Maccabees is in Catholic Bibles and Orthodox and, you know, probably some others. So I just want to clear that up. Okay, so this is going to be our last fact about the ark, and what it is the contents of the ark. So what's inside of it? So originally there was a copy of the 10 Commandments, Aaron's staff that had budded, and some manna in a gold jar, right? However, when we fast forward to 1 Kings, it talks about the contents of the ark again, and the only thing that's in it this time is the 10 Commandments. So we don't know what happened to the other things. It's just like mentioned in passing, like, you know, the Ark is going into the temple and here's what's in it. It doesn't say what happened to anything else. So, I don't know, just curious. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.